My students kept killing every plant in sight, so I brought in one that fights back. I've never given a damn about plants, but watching sweet Mrs. Brooks collapse over her grandmother's murdered African violet flipped a switch in my brain I didn't know existed. What the kids called the Great Plant Massacre started innocently enough in September, with a few missing leaves here and there that teachers wrote off as overwatering or underwatering. By October, these little psychopaths were stripping entire plants bare like piranhas on a cow carcass. These weren't accidents. This was botanical serial killing. Mrs. Anderson walked into her classroom to find her 3-year-old orchid shredded across her desk, and she just stood there whispering, "I grew that from a seed," over and over like she'd found a dead pet. Mr. Thompson's 10-year-old bonsai got snapped in half like a wishbone, and when the kids destroyed the principal's fern and arranged the leaves into a wiener on his desk, even I had to admire their commitment. "We're dealing with vandals," Principal Harrison announced at a staff meeting, "and when we catch them, there will be severe consequences." Yeah, right, I thought. These kids are running circles around us, and Harrison couldn't catch a cold in a preschool. Even the math teacher tried fake plants as a workaround, but these little demons destroyed those too, and used the plastic leaves to spell R.I.P. But everything changed in November, when I found Mrs. Brooks sobbing over her smashed plant pot. "Jake," she choked out, "this plant was from my grandmother's funeral 12 years ago. I kept it alive through divorce, through cancer, through everything, and these kids destroyed it for fun." "Those damn kids," I said, watching her hold a resignation letter. "I can't do this anymore," she whispered. "They win." That's when my teacher brain shut off and something darker took over, because nobody makes Mrs. Brooks cry, and these little psychopaths were about to learn that karma's a bitch, and she's about to throw hands. See, I'm genetically immune to poison ivy, oak, and sumac, which sounds like a useless superpower until you need to use biological warfare on teenage terrorists. I actually cultivate poison ivy along my back fence because I'm petty and don't want the neighbor kids cutting through my yard, so I had a ready supply of nature's revenge growing right at home. That night, I carefully potted 3 beautiful poison ivy plants and set them on my windowsill Thursday morning with a massive red sign, "Danger, do not touch poisonous plants." "Yo, Mr. J, those really poisonous?" asked Marcus, one of my usual suspects, practically salivating at the challenge. "Marcus," I said slowly, "these plants will make you wish you were dead. Your hands will bubble like pizza cheese, your skin will weep fluids you didn't know you had, and if you're really stupid about where you touch afterward, you'll be explaining some very uncomfortable things to your parents." "Whatever, you're just trying to scare us," said Kevin, Marcus's partner in crime. "Kevin, I'm trying to educate you. There's a difference. Touch them and learn." I warned 160 students across 6 classes. They all thought it was typical teacher bullcrap, except I meant every word. Day 1, nothing, just kids whispering theories about fake plants. Day 2, bingo, 3 leaves missing from plant number 1, torn right off like someone thought they were picking flowers for mommy. "Everyone against the wall!" I shouted after 6th period, going full prison guard. "Someone destroyed my property and I'm searching everyone." I started with the front row, making a big show of turning out pockets and checking bags before announcing, "Nobody leaves until I find these leaves, and I'm checking everything. Bags, desks, pockets, shoes, everything except your underwear, obviously. I'm not trying to catch a case." The class laughed while Marcus and Kevin exchanged glances in the back row, and I watched that terrible idea dawn on their faces. I made a spectacular show of checking every remaining backpack, every pocket, every desk, while those two tried not to look smug in the back row, thinking they'd just discovered the perfect hiding spot. Nothing turned up, obviously, and I dismissed class knowing those geniuses had just played themselves. After the weekend, Marcus and Kevin showed up with their parents at 7 a.m., looking like they'd been attacked by angry bees made of lava. Rashes covered their hands, arms, and most spectacularly, their entire groin region apparently looked like a map of hell. "What kind of teacher brings poison plants to school?" Marcus's dad screamed. "The kind who warns students repeatedly not to touch them," I said, pointing to my sign. "Marcus, tell your father how poison ivy got inside your underwear." The silence was delicious. We thought you were lying," Marcus mumbled. "And?" I prompted. "And we've been ripping up everyone's plants all semester," Kevin confessed, his mother's face morphing from rage to murder. "When you search the class, we stuff the leaves down our—" "You need to tell me," Kevin's mom cut him off, her voice deadly calm, "that you've been destroying teachers' property for months and then put poison ivy in your underwear? 8 days of steroid shots to very uncomfortable places, and suddenly the Great Plant Massacre was over. Mrs. Brooks managed to save what was left of her grandmother's African violet, and it's been thriving ever since."